All right, so when you're watching these Senate hearings, it's it's all for show. Nothing's going to happen from it. But the one thing, there's still patterns and things you can pick up and you can learn stuff from it. What I'm starting to learn, I've already known this, but they're literally saying it, is that everyone that's working in the Trump administration right now, in the inner circle, serious jobs, they pledge allegiance to Donald Trump. It's nothing about the Constitution. They're not working for the people. They are working for Donald Trump. When they go and speak on TV, they are speaking to a audience of one. They're talking to Donald Trump. It's all about him. So anybody that is making any government decisions, anything, they're just making the decisions that Donald Trump wants to make. And FCC Chair Brendan Carr is no different. So Kimmel basically said something about Charlie Kirk. Trump got mad, said something to Brendan Carr. Brendan Carr, who runs the FCC, he's in charge of all these television stations' licenses, said something about it, and then Kimmel ended up getting suspended. And then, either way, he ended up getting his job back, but he got suspended because of what the FCC chair had said. That is some straight up just mafia stuff. It's criminal, and it's just another thing the Trump administration is doing, just absolutely wearing us out here. But anyway, he gets confronted here in a Senate hearing, and it's so illuminating, and I just wanted to share it with you guys real quick.
Chairman, thank you to the three of you for coming out here. Chairman Carr, I guess I just wanted to start with you. I was confused after hearing your response to one of my colleagues about the status of the FCC. I want to read you a quote here and see if you agree with it. Congress long ago determined that the FCC an independent expert agency. Is that correct or not?
Senator, there's been sort of a sea change in sort of the law and the approach since I think I wrote that sentence. I'm assuming you gave it to me.
You said it in front of Congress.
Right. The view has been that the Communications Act was passed in 1934, 1 year before Humphrey's executor, and so Congress did not include in the Communications Act.
Just so you know, he's trying to explain why the FCC is no longer independent, even though he said it back in 2018. I believe they said it's no longer independent, and he's explaining that right now.
For cause removal of FCC commissioners. So I can be fired by the president for no reason or any reason at all. The theory had been that courts would read for cause removal into the statute, and that was the basis for that viewpoint. I think now it's clear that that's not the case. And so formally speaking, the FCC isn't independent because we don't have that key piece, which is for cause removal protection.
So when you're talking about all power vesting in the president, I just want to read this a little more, because you're saying not just that it is an independent agency, but you're saying that Congress did not want these technical decisions to be made in a haphazard manner or based on misinformation or short-term political interests. You specifically said it placed the authority outside of the executive branch for a reason. So you were not just stating what was the law at the time. You were stating the benefit that comes with the independence. So I guess I'm just trying to get a sense from you. If you don't think that the FCC is independent, then is President Trump your boss?
President Trump has designated me as chairman of the FCC. I think it comes as no surprise that I'm aligned with President Trump on policy. I think that's why he designated me as chairman. But ultimately,
do you consider him your boss?
Ultimately, President Trump designated me as chairman. I can be fired by the president. The president is the head of the executive branch. The decisions of the commission.
So he's your boss.
Look, the decisions of the commission are going to be based on a vote of the three of us right here. So there are some things that are different about that. And our decisions are going to be based on the facts and the law and the record.
You swore an oath when you came into your job, right? Does the oath have the word president in it?
Senator, again, I'm not tracking this line. What I'm saying is every decision.
Do you remember the oath that you took?
Yeah.
You swear an oath to protect what?
Sir, every single decision.
What is it that you're protecting?
I'm not tracking
in this job. We're based on the
Constitution of the United States. I'm just this is not
consistent
a
with
test
the Constitution.
Here. I'm just trying to get a sense of how you're trying to operate here. So I guess I'd just like to be a little bit more direct here. Have you ever had a conversation with the president or senior administration officials about using the FCC to go after critics?
Well, first of all, Senator, I don't get into the specifics of conversations that I have with the president.
Let me reframe it then. Would it be appropriate for the president or senior administration officials to give you direction to pressure media companies?
Look, sir, I'm not going to get into hypotheticals. What I can tell you again,
look, the easy answer is no.
The decision
it's not a hypothetical. It's literally just trying to determine whether or not you are understanding your job being belonging to the American people. Trump is not your boss. So the American people are your boss. And here's just one example I want to give on this.
The commission decisions are going to be based on a vote of the three of us.
Let me finish my comment here, okay? The reason I raise this is because whether or not you had that conversation in the Oval Office or on a phone call, What we do is we see it all out in front. On August 24th, Trump wrote, ABC and NBC fake news. They are simply an arm of the Democratic Party and should, accordingly to many, have their licenses revoked by the FCC. I would be totally in favor of that because they are so biased and untruthful and an actual threat to our democracy. So this is not hypothetical, like you said. He did intentionally try to pressure you and direct you to be able to use your power in the FCC against media companies that he thought were biased against him. So that's why I just want to say this is not hypothetical. This is not theoretical. This is real. And I was trying to get a sense of whether or not you thought this behavior was appropriate or not. And your failure to be able to directly dictate a line and show that there's integrity in this process concerns me because before the FCC comes all of these decisions. All of these decisions. And when you cannot tell me directly that Trump is not your boss, that the American people are your boss, I do not trust you that you can make these decisions with the independent mind that is needed and directed by Congress. And with that, I'll yield back.
When we make decisions at the commission, it's a vote among the three of us. It's a product of the three of our votes, and we all can suggest edits and change items, and you can see for yourself the bases in reasoning for it.
So would it be appropriate then for the president to try and remove and replace any commissioner because he disagrees with the decisions made by that commission?
The president can remove any member of the commission for any reason or no reason
I know that, but do you think that's appropriate?
It's up to the president to decide.
Okay, well then we got.
That's really clear, right? Like maybe he's doing what the president wants, maybe he's not. I think that's pretty clear that he's just doing whatever Trump wants. I guess some people are comfortable with that. Me personally, I am not comfortable with that. That is disappointing to hear that coming from somebody that has so much power that he's just working for the president. Dark stuff, man. I'll keep you updated on what comes next. Stay tuned.